Racing was at Eagle Farm on Saturday. The track played off the fence like we thought it would happen. Just a lot of these races are run quite slowly and they're sprinting home, and that's mainly because a lot of the jockeys are thinking that the fence is no good and they can just come out and sweep down the outside. The problem is when the leaders start getting out off the fence, it just makes it very hard for those back markers. So they need to get going before the corner, get that momentum into the corner, like we've been suggesting for a long time now, and then they can get into the race. If they don't, and the leaders start scooting along just before the corner or just after the corner and get out to the right part, then they're very hard to catch. And that's what happened on Saturday. A lot of the races were won by on-pace horses that were just getting out to that right part and holding off the swoopers. We're going to talk about the second race first, and that was won by High on Back. Just a slow run race. They come off the fence in the right part of the track, and he was able to hold off a couple of pretty ordinary horses. Ice Bucket just battled away. It was on the speed, just battled. But horses like War Baby, who was coming back from 2200 back to the 1000, was able to make ground on these horses. So I suggest this race is going to be a pretty bad or pretty ordinary form race. Race 3 was won by Hootson. Wow, I said earlier in the week that I couldn't find a 2-year-old that had carried 63 kilos before, so it was very hard to sort of just be rushing in at the $1.40 or $1.30. But it's just a class act, and I think it's just going to go to the slipper. And if it draws an alley, it'd be very, very hard to beat. It was very strong on the line, and it's just a perfect progression here into the slipper. Horses that went good. The second horse went extremely good. First starter, Miss X Factor, raced on the speed, put it to Hootson around about the 200, and looked like it was going to come at it, and then its fitness sort of died. So Golan's horses usually improve second up, so it's definitely one to follow. And the fourth horse, the one that we thought could run a place, Red Hot Miss, well, geez, it was 8 lengths behind the second last horse at one stage before the corner over 1,000, and got beaten ahead out of third. It just made up a lot of ground. The sectionals were good. It just needs a bit further now, and I know he scratched it the other day. I think it was at the barriers, or something happened around at the stables. So it just might have missed that work, and it was standing in the stalls for a long time because a couple of these horses wouldn't go in. So it was very flat-footed coming out of the barriers and come out last. So it's one to follow. Race 4. King Red, we threw something on this horse. We got around the $50 or $60 on Betfair. It was great odds. It was going to be on the speed. It went good in Northern Rivers last start, and just held off leader. A lot of horses here are going quite good. Hotel Costa's going well. Just needs to find a race that it can hold midfield position. It had a wide gate on Saturday and had to go back a bit further than what it needed to, so it's still going okay. Larsa Gal's going okay. It sits on the speed. Leader improved with the fitness and made good ground down the straight, so it's one going forward. And 8 Below, the other horse that we backed, it sort of got up on the inside part and just never looked like winning, but finished up run third, and it's still one that's going quite well. Vaulting Ambition just had no hope. Forget that run. It was 3 wide midfield, just working a bit, and it went up from 1400 to 1600 with the blinkers on, which is a no-go zone for us. Race 5 was won by Flamboyant, and it beat the heavily backed Fiery Heights. Now, funny, we were tipping Fiery Heights early in the morning, but we got really cold with it on a wettish sort of track. Doesn't really handle these sort of tracks, and it just battled away. He's just he's a horse that gets you in a lot, but he's always short and he's hard to catch. Flamboyant, perfect track, perfect horse. Loves a bit of sting out of the track. It led in an average run race and just sprinted home and come to the right part of the track. So that was his race, that one. Race 6. Who won this? Our BB, nice win. Sat midfield, goes good, this horse. Just a bit soft on the line, just eased up on it and went good. Bodacious made up a lot of ground down the straight. It's only a little horse, but it should be improved. Then we go on to race 7. I don't really like this race. Colour Charge beat Beatniks. Hudson County third and Friendly Dragon fourth. So the format of this race I don't think will be much good. Colour Chargers got to the right part of the track and held off Beatniks. He closed okay, Beatniks, but just on the line he just had enough. So he's one of those horses that can do something sometimes and just looms and plugs other times. So that's another race that I don't really want to entertain next time. And a similar thing to the last, they went along fairly quickly here, and horses were getting to the right spot and swooping on them. Just like the winner Neuschwanstein had sat about midfield and come through the ruck. It sort of got a little bit of momentum, but the speed really helped him. Same with Passion Flower, ran on. So Deconstruction ran on in the right part of the track as well. So they did what you would expect them to do through that speed. That's about it. We'll be back next week.